Talk about a Halloween treat. We just got a teaser trailer for Ghostface, the upcoming DLC from Kombat Pack 2, and with it came Easter eggs, gear galore, new showcases of movesets, and much more. So I'm going to break all that down for you. So let's get to it. So first up, let's talk about the Easter eggs. So from the opening scene, right into the intro, it's like, do you like scary movies? The iconic tagline said by Roger Jackson. And it's good to see that. I mean, we've got a taste of his voice from the previous time we saw Ghostface in a trailer, but it was nice to see him again. I hope that we get to hear more voice lines from the character. Obviously, when he does various movesets, as we'll see, it's possible, but I'm glad to see that we have the iconic tagline and voice back again. It's good to hear that. The main Easter egg I saw from this, and you've already caught it if you're a fan of the Scream series, is going to be the scene where Johnny Cage is obviously talking to the TV, sitting on the couch, and he's got Ghostface behind him. This is obviously recreating, of course, the more iconic scene from Scream 1 where it's Randy sitting on the couch watching Halloween, talking about Jamie Lee Curtis, he's right behind you, he's right behind you. Although it also had me reminding of like the Scream 4 where it was kind of like the double fake out kill where the girls are on the couch. It kind of reminded me of that too, but of course that iconic scene from Scream 1, so I was glad to see that we have that in the game. It's pretty cool. I want more of those Easter eggs. I think that's what we should do with those guest characters. I'm really interested to see how the T-1000 Terminator does some of those scenes. But the bulk of what you're going to see, obviously in the teaser trailer and what's been much talked about, is the various gear that we're going to see for Ghostface, the different mask variations. Big shout out to a bunch of people on Twitter who have compiled these into images, but even bigger shout out to Dynasty, who has compiled this and even did labels for each of them. It's immensely helpful. And that's kind of wanted to go through each of those. So we have the Age skin, the MK skin, or mask, sorry, the Tarkot mask, the Devil mask, Cyborg mask, Scarecrow, Metal, Bloody mask, and the OG mask. So with the aged one, what came to mind is throughout the Scream series, obviously we have a fresh, clean mask, but sometimes we have like an aged mask. And it seems that either the current killer of the film got it from the previous killer somehow, or like in Scream 6, they were all kind of showcased. You can kind of see that they've got dirt on them or they're a little faded. Like this one's a little bit more of a yellow kind of dirty, hue to it. So I like that. I've also seen that at Spencer's, when the earlier films came out, they had kind of different variations of the masks. I remember seeing that one. Moving on to the MK mask, obviously with the yellow, color palette, it's representing Scorpion. I wonder if we'll get some variants on those, and maybe we'll even get like a version for Sub-Zero. Maybe all of the ninjas. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe it lets you change that. Then we have the Tarkot mask. Now, I'll be honest, from the way the trailer hits, it happens really, really fast with these kind of cutscenes. So I didn't get a chance to really see the horns until I saw, the actual screenshot online. So from my initial reaction, I thought, oh, it's like a variation of like maybe the Joker or the Batman Who Laughs, something like that. But then once I saw it was Tarkot and the horns, I'm like, oh, okay, I see. It's based off Baraka, stuff like that. So still cool, still happy with it, but just different, very creative. Moving on to the Devil mask. This has come up multiple times in the past. I think it's very fitting, but for some reason it immediately reminds me of Scream Queens. If you've ever seen Scream Queens by Ryan Murphy, the killer's devil mask kind of reminds me of that, which I think that character is solely, really based off of Ghostface. Next up, we have Cyborg, the Cyborg mask. I really like that. That's probably one of my favorite ones so far. It's just a very interesting mask to really think about it. For some reason, it reminds me of Ultron from the MCU. Like a beaten up version of Ultron where his mouth is just hanging. So it's a very interesting choice for a mask. Next up, we have the Scarecrow. This one's interesting too. I don't know if we'll have any like, any type of animation as far as like maybe, crows flying around or bugs flying around inside or out of his mask or something. But, it seems very fitting also because if you think about it, a scarecrow kind of stays in one place. And there's a lot of scenes where Ghostface is stationary only to kind of, reappear and kill you, like in Scream 3, for instance, when he's hiding in the costume department, kind of those things. Then we have the Metal mask. I like that one. That's when we see where Johnny Cage gets killed. We have the Bloody mask. That one, as soon as I saw that, I've seen it throughout the years, and I just remember seeing that in Spencer's as well. Growing up with this franchise, you see a lot of these masks in the stores, so it was cool to see that one back. And then we also have the OG mask. Now, fans on Twitter were pointing out, what's up with not having the the scary movie variation of the mask? And I think it would be fitting given that the Wayans brothers, Marlon Wayans is supposed that they are going to be coming back for Scary Movie 6, but that franchise is with Paramount, I believe, right now. So I don't think we're going to have any type of, cross studio cooperation, especially with Mortal Kombat. But those are all the different mask variations for Ghostface. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite and what other one would you like to see added to the game. So let's talk about some of the movesets. So some users on Twitter were actually discussing, based off some of the scenes from the trailer, that they could actually be, new moves that we're going to see from Ghostface. So user Ice Cream said that the kill that takes place with Johnny Cage on the couch watching TV could possibly be a second fatality. The scene where we see the Tarkot mask is possibly Ghostface's outro, and he's going to be breaking the fourth wall before he slashes your throat. And as the thing tweeted, these new kills combined with the previous ones we saw from the other trailer set up a perfect moments before disaster scene, which is pretty classic of a slasher film. You kind of see it coming and then it happens. So it's kind of cool to see all those. And I think, especially if the Johnny Cage one is going to be a fatality, I like that. I hope we get some more of those, but maybe in the gameplay trailer give us maybe one more, or brutality, because that's, if you've seen some of the movies, as the Scream series went on, Ghostface kind of got more brutal and more gruesome. So I imagine like a brutality being him stabbing more aggressively or something along those lines, but we'll have to kind of wait and see. So what do you think about possibly the TV scene being a second fatality and the Tarkot mask being involved with an outro? One thing I did want to mention, even though it's not from this trailer, but it is related to Ghostface, I did want to talk about what Ghostface's animality could be, because more on Twitter, the Warner Play Twitter page posted a picture asking fans, obviously in Spanish, who they thought the animality would be for Ghostface. And various users on Twitter had, shared their opinion. One user, Jockey Ronson on Twitter, asked ChatGPT what animal Ghostface could transform into, and some of the results are very, interesting and fitting, but it was very interesting. So, one was a bat for its association with darkness and fear, a panther for its stealth power and predatory nature, a viper for its venomous and quick striking nature. That one seemed pretty fitting for me. A raven for its association with death and darkness, and a shark, because sharks are relentless, fearsome predators, symbolizing Ghostface's unstoppable and brutal attacks. So very interesting choices for a possible animality. Now, other people were guessing animals, solely based off of what would stick with the black color palette, and the killer whale came up. And I thought, okay, thinking about that, I like the viper idea, so I was kind of thinking about black snakes, and a black mamba came up. That would be an interesting one, right? Lethal and deadly. So what animal do you think Ghostface could possibly turn into? Love your thoughts and comments down below as far as that. And of course, we have to talk about the release date, because on this channel, I gave my 2 cents in multiple videos about when I thought Ghostface would come out, and I was sadly not correct. I'm okay with that, though. I'll live. But Ghostface will release on November 19th for early access players, and for the rest of those that don't have the early access, they'll get it on November 26th. Now, or at least access to him. User Ice Cream did point out that he predicted November 19th was going to be the date, which is, kudos to him. He said the Kombat League countdown timers have always been an indicator of when Ghostface was coming. Not sure why the rest of us thought it would be earlier or later. I thought, at first I thought it was going to be earlier, then I thought, well, maybe they should do it by the Scream 1 anniversary date. But possibly it's because there's been too many overlapping events in the classic tower that kind of threw us off. So nonetheless, we are getting him in about, 2 or 3 weeks? Yeah. So something like that. Let's see, Halloween. Yeah. It's about about 2.5, 3 weeks. So, what do you think about the Ghostface teaser trailer? I'm really looking forward to the gameplay trailer. I'm hoping we'll get that somewhat soon, I'm guessing, but I can't imagine what other details they're going to share other than just general moves, and of course the combat cast will kind of break it down in depth. But yeah, what do you think about Ghostface so far? Are you getting more excited that he's coming? What do you think about the Easter eggs, the different gear, the possible new movesets, and what animality do you think he'll be? That's it for this video, guys. Finish with that like button. If you want more like this one, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time on the Mashup.